Hey, I'm Golden Boy, back with another one, and you may notice the scenery is different. That is because I'm back home in Brooklyn. It was awesome to be out for the Overwatch League. I got to be able to take care of the Overwatch League Instagram account where we had some pretty funny moments. So I'm posting them in my Instagram. And if you want to check it out, by the way, I will be sure to link my Instagram down below and give it a follow if you happen to, want to see more of the craziness that is my life. Check it out. But with that said, let's move on because we got a good topic to talk about today. So the topic of discussion is streaming platforms. You may have gathered that from the title of the video. But yes, streaming platforms, Twitch, Mixer, Facebook Gaming, YouTube, everything. It's really changed. The landscape has actually blown up as of late. And the reason why I want to talk about this subject is because there have been some notable updates. Actually, some well-known broadcasters have decided to make the shift from Twitch to Mixer to Facebook to YouTube. For the longest time, I just believed that the streaming war was over. I thought that Twitch was in the same position that YouTube is in, where they were basically untouchable. And to an extent, yes, Twitch is very much a dominating beast in the streaming space, and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But I think what we're starting to see is a shift for a lot of the other broadcasters who are just feeling like they're getting left behind by Twitch because Twitch is growing at such a rapid pace. Now, one might ask, well, yeah, but what about YouTube? Right? Why is no one complaining about YouTube? And I think that is far from the truth. Everyone's complaining about YouTube. And it's not that YouTube, again, it's a terrible company full of evil people. Like, no, not at all. I mean, these are just normal people who are just doing their job. What it really boils down to is that YouTube blew up at a certain time where there really wasn't any viable options or viable competitors in the space. So YouTube as a VOD platform kind of sits on its own. So long as this is the platform where famous music artists and, well-known personalities continue to put their content on this platform, I don't really think we're going to see a change anytime soon. Just the sheer numbers alone. And yes, you could talk about the apocalypse, you could talk about all these different things that have affected YouTube, but at the end of the day, the numbers, the people, the average viewer, when they want to consume VOD content, they come to YouTube. And sure, you have Twitch video, you have Facebook video, all those are, again, viable options, but nothing will eclipse how powerful YouTube is as a platform just because it benefited from the right place at the right time. And Twitch is in a similar boat as well, bear in mind. Twitch is still very, very much huge. But as I mentioned before, and this is kind of what it's going to lead me to, your middle of the pack streamers, they're starting to feel the heat. They're starting to feel the pressure. And that is prompting them to seek out other opportunities, whether that would be Facebook Gaming or Mixer. Now, if you haven't had a chance to check out this website, I highly suggest you do. streamernews.tv. This is where you can find out all the latest about what's going on with broadcasters and whether it be Twitch or other platforms. This is definitely a good resource, but I saw this article pop up on my Twitter feed, and this is kind of what prompted me to want to make this video, because the article, it's called The Twitch Switchers, and it's about Punji Stick and Renee, Actabunny Fu. These are guys and girls who decided to make the switch, not only from just being a exclusive Twitch broadcaster to streaming on Mixer, or maybe even streaming on Facebook. Darkness429 is another well-known personality who has also made the switch to Facebook Gaming and has found a lot of success there. And they ask the questions and they say, well, why is this happening? Why are people making this change? And there's some pretty good headlines here that I kind of want to touch on. The first thing is, so why Mixer or Facebook Gaming? And I think this is actually a fantastic subject because there have been other competitors in the past. The most notable were Hitbox, Azubu. These were platforms that were gaining some traction in Europe and in Asia, but they never quite seemed to take off in North America. And then they kind of just fluttered and died. And then you had YouTube. And at the time, YouTube didn't take live video as seriously as they do VOD. Now that is definitely not the case, as they look to prioritize watch time over anything else. So I think that YouTube now is a serious discussion, whereas back in the day, not so much. So I guess this is really focused more on Hitbox and Azubu. And the reason why I think those platforms never really took off was because of one big thing, and that was Amazon. When Amazon acquired Twitch, that changed the game. It made Twitch as legitimate as YouTube is when they were acquired by Google. When you see Amazon, you know that not only are you going to get a good product, but you're also going to get a reliable experience. And that essentially is what really separated Twitch from the rest of the pack, whereas Hitbox and Azubu just never really had that legitimacy that Twitch had when they got bought by Amazon. So how does this relate to Mixer or even Facebook? Well, I think for Facebook, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's freaking Facebook. Everyone has a Facebook. So at this point, you can kind of assume that you're already going to have a massive install base of tens of thousands, millions, hundreds of thousands. I don't know. Numbers are going all over the place here. There are a lot of people who are on Facebook on a daily basis. Whereas Mixer is owned by Microsoft. And granted, you can say, yeah, but that means that like Sony or Nintendo will never really work with Microsoft to do things on Mixer. But the more and more I'm starting to see that's not the case. I mean, Mixer's doing events for God of War where they're promoting God of War broadcasters. They were doing things for Mario, doing things for Nintendo. So it's clear that Mixer is becoming a competitor. It's becoming a platform that people are taking notice of. It seems like there's fresh opportunities on the platform for the guys on Twitch and the girls on Twitch who are middle of the pack broadcasters. And as I mentioned before, this next headline, Twitch is oversaturated and it's hurting growth and discoverability for small and mid-sized broadcasters. It's very clear that if you were a mid-sized or small broadcaster on Twitch, you're gonna struggle to get any kind of recognition. Now, this isn't Twitch's fault. Twitch has done a lot of things that they possibly could to give those people a spotlight, whether it's featuring them on the front page carousel or it was broadcaster of the month, broadcaster of the week, lots of things that they did to try and highlight smaller broadcasters. But the thing is, a person comes to Twitch, they just want to watch who they want to watch. And usually they'll click on a popular game like Fortnite, for example, and they'll see whoever's at the top. And at the top, it's more than likely Ninja, Myth, Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tapman, so on and so forth. So for those people, they kind of are just like, all right, I'm just going to continue to watch these folks. And it's not like they're really going to scroll down. And can you blame them? There's just so many people doing the same thing that there's no real reason for you to watch someone unless you know that this individual brings something to the table that no one else does at the top. And I guess you could say that, well, broadcasters need to be more creative. Yeah, you know, you could make that argument, but it's pretty difficult. In a sea of individuals that are all doing some unique and creative and kick-ass things, it is difficult to separate yourself from the pack. I think that there's just a lot going on Twitch. So for a lot of those folks, they look at it and say, but maybe I could bring what I do to Facebook and Mixer and be a little bit more unique and have kind of a better opportunity to separate myself, whereas I'm going to be going up against, you know, tens of thousands of individuals on Twitch. And the next thing here, and this is a pretty big one, Mixer feels like Twitch felt several years ago. And this is actually kind of true. And if anything, I applaud Mixer for recognizing Twitch's strategy and then tenfolding it, making it even better, because they're out there just communicating with the community, even if they're not Mixer broadcasters. I mean, I don't even stream on Mixer, and there are Mixer folks who talk to me all the time who work at Mixer. So it's very clear that, like, they're just out there being great community advocates. So I think that is something that is really helping Mixer feel, get that feel that Twitch had. And again, this isn't Twitch's fault. I know you're gonna say, well, Golden Boy, you're being way too apologetic for Twitch. And I am, because I used to work there. There are a lot of incredible people who bust their ass on a daily basis to give as much as they possibly can to the broadcasters. And it's kind of a two-way street. One of the common issues and problems that I had with people who broadcasted on Twitch was that they always expected Twitch to reach out to them to figure out their problems for them. Oftentimes, how is an individual supposed to know that you're having a problem if you're not communicating that? So there are times where I'll just be working in the office doing something, and then I'll scroll through my timeline and I'll see someone that I work with directly complain about something, and I'm like, dude, you have my number. You have my email, you have my DMs, you have my Discord. All you had to do was just reach out to me. But instead they just take it to Twitter. And then there you have it. You want to have that instant reaction and gratification of like, yeah, screw them. They're not having your back at all. When it's like, yeah, but you could have just reached out to us ahead of time and fixed that problem entirely. And sometimes problems aren't fixable, but at the very least, communication was one of the more important things. It's like a relationship. And if you're not communicating, then you're simply just not getting any attention, because I'm not going to know that you have any problems. But now that Twitch has 30,000 plus partnered broadcasters on top of the affiliates as well, I think that it's kind of too much for a small group of individuals to maintain. And that's why you see a lot of help and a lot of assistance go to a lot of the bigger broadcasters. And then you start to see some of these programs develop for the smaller guys, like the affiliate program, I think is a great example of that. Whereas your middle of the pack broadcasters are kind of just being forgotten about. And then there's the bigger one here. The smaller platforms allow you to grow along with the platform. Way back when my buddy Darkness was debating whether or not to leave Twitch to go stream on Facebook Gaming, he reached out to me and he asked me, what do you think I should do? You know this space very well. What do you think I should do? And I said, well, Tim, honestly, I don't think you should make the shift to Facebook Gaming. And he says, well, why? Why not? And I said, because you have such a great audience. And what happens if it doesn't work out on Facebook? Then you kind of just screwed yourself, because you had this audience and now they're just not going to be there with you anymore because they're going to stick to Twitch. And to be fair, I remember reading that a lot of viewers of Twitch just stayed on Twitch. They very rarely drifted off platform. But again, I don't know how reliable that is, and I don't know how much that's changed. It's been a while since I've worked at Twitch. And again, it's very clear that it worked for Darkness, because Darkness is doing exceptionally fine at Facebook Gaming. And the one thing he told me was, but I want to grow with them. When he told that to me, that kind of hit me, because at first I'm like, yeah, but the streaming race is over. Twitch won. Like, that's it. It's over. It's done and dusted. But that's not the case. There were people out there who were creating new ways for you to interact with your viewers and interact with broadcasters. And Facebook is one of those platforms that's doing just that. So he was right. At the end of the day, you simply just want to grow with something. You don't want to feel like just another cog in the wheel. You want to feel like you are a part of something and you helped create that. It was just logical that he made the shift to Facebook. And that's also the reason why you're seeing guys like Punji and Renee make the shift over to Mixer, because they want to grow with the platform. The rest of the article is fascinating. Check it out if you get a chance. I'll make sure to link it in the description below. But as far as my thoughts and my beliefs on this, here's where I stand. So as a lot of you know, working as an esports commentator, that's my full-time job. I do YouTube for fun. I do Twitch for fun. I stream for fun, and I create this stuff simply because I have an appetite to want to create things. It's not because I'm looking at this as a revenue opportunity for me. I'm also in another really weird position too, because I am the what face guy. I am a former Twitch employee. So even if I wanted to switch over to Mixer or Facebook or do YouTube completely, it would be a little difficult for me, because I am, you know, an individual who's pretty ingrained with Twitch's culture. And I love Twitch. Twitch gave me my first job. That was huge. It gave me my first real job in the industry. You could say IPL was a real job, but Twitch gave me an opportunity that no one else was going to give me at the time. So I'm forever grateful for them for doing that. So I kind of feel like, in a way, I kind of owe them a little bit. I know that this is probably the wrong mentality to have, but this is just how I feel about the situation. Does that mean that I am beholden to Twitch for the rest of my life? No, I don't think it means that at all. I just, you know, it's just how I feel. It's a group that gave me so much in my life, and I'm forever grateful for it. But who knows, if I want to create like a podcast, as I've been talking about, and that goes on Facebook or goes on Mixer, I'm completely fine with that. Maybe I'll create another brand that will go to another platform, but maybe Golden Boy just continues to stay on Twitch. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, and this is honestly just me expressing myself, you know, with very little edits and very little filter. I just appreciate all the things that people have done for me in my life, right? And I always look to give it back and help out as much as I possibly can. And I know that when I stream on Twitch, it certainly doesn't push the needle at all. If anything, I'm one of the people that could make an argument for switching over to Mixer or switching to Facebook Gaming, because I'm as middle of the pack, if not lower, than you could possibly get as far as content creation is concerned. But now I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about the recent rise of Mixer, Facebook gaming, and also where do you think YouTube fits in all this stuff? Because if I'm being honest here, YouTube gaming is another completely valuable option for a streamer if they want to make the shift. Yeah, you could say YouTube it's huge, it's saturated, but it's still YouTube. They have algorithms, they have ways of which people can get discovered. It's still very much a valid option. So I like to hear your thoughts. And also, if a broadcaster that you knew wanted to make the switch over to another platform, would you follow them? And if not, why? I'm curious to hear your thoughts because I think a lot of other broadcasters would really like to know why as well. So let me know in the comment section down below. So that's going to do it for today's show. If you happen to like the video, you can like it, you can subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified, whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, baby. I'm not going to judge. And if you want to watch some of my other videos, you can click them down below. But that's going to do it for me. I'm Golden Boy. Thanks for watching. Peace.